welcome. I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generation 1 Omnibots, and I love these toys. Originally released in 1985, these were not Autobots that you were going to find on stores or on shelves anywhere. These guys were mail-aways. So back in the day, the original Transformers would come with the little, like a lot of toys did, and some still do. They would come with little pamphlets inside of them, and sometimes they'll have little catalogs. So Transformers would come with catalogs, and you could collect these robot points from the packages of the Transformers, and you could send away for Transformers merchandise. And also, in some cases, you could send away for some figures, these being some of those figures that you could send away for. So the Omnibots were, you need to collect 4 robot points for each of these robots, plus $5 a piece, and $1 shipping and handling for each robot as well. So yeah, very, very cheap to get these back in the day. And they wouldn't come in regular Transformers boxes or packages or anything like that. It would just come in an envelope. So here in vehicle modes, they average about 4 inches in length, which is just a little smaller than your average Autobot car. We'll bring these guys off to the side here, and we'll bring in Blue Streak so you can see just a little shorter than your average Autobot car. So not bad. They look a lot smaller than they really are. So let's set some of these guys aside and get started with some of these guys individually. We'll start with this gray guy right here. This guy is Camshaft, and he looks like a Mazda RX-8. I don't know if that's exactly what he is, but he kind of reminds me of those old cars back in the day. Rolls quite well. It's just a little gray or silver car. There you go. Now, this guy came with 3 weapons. He came with this little handgun right here, and then he came with 2 of these little missiles right there. So now, what's very cool about these guys is that they each had an attack mode. They have an in-between mode, kind of like Mask came to do later on down the road. So to get into Camshaft's attack mode, we are going to pull back on his, on the whole back of the car, really, and then we're going to pull back the back window right there. We're going to pull down on the sides of the back quarter panels here, and then pull these off to the side. Bring them up, and then we're going to pull the whole thing forward just like so. We're going to take one of those missiles, and we're going to insert it right here in this little missile launcher, and there is Camshaft's attack mode. So, yeah, I mean, it's not... it's nothing to write home about, at least not nowadays, but you can see where something like Hunt for the Decepticons Bumblebee in I think it was the 3rd movie or 2nd movie, where something like that would have the idea would have come from. They were doing this 30 years ago. So the missile is spring-loaded, although after 30 years it doesn't shoot that far. But there it is. You can actually shoot these guys off if you still have a good enough spring. So, and then to get into the robot itself, go ahead and pull these back up again. Pull this guy back, and then I'm going to, let's see, pull the legs down. And this guy has a very, very interesting transformation. Go ahead and pull the front of the car down, just like so many other Transformers did. And as it comes down, you're going to see that it splits up to form the legs. These guys back here, I really like this. These little bits back here are going to rotate to create the heels, which is really nice. And then the whole upper half of the car that's going to come up. Go ahead and bring the arms down, and then pull this forward again. And then finally, we're going to pull up on this little piece right here, and that's going to reveal the head. And there is Camshaft. Get the arms all the way out in robot mode. There you go. And yep, there's Camshaft in robot mode. And I really like what Camshaft does. He does something different from what you see a lot of other Transformers do, and that is to actually split the front of the car and have the windshield become the chest, which is really cool. Usually, a lot of the G1 Transformers, you would see the top of the windshield or of this front part of the car right here would be the chest, just as it's facing you, or the front of the car would be the chest, and you didn't see them split up like this a lot. So I really like what this guy does. He has a very unique look that I really like a lot. We'll bring in his weapons. His gun has just 2 panels on each side, so that's just going to hug around his arm, just like so. And then once again, you can give him his little missile right back there, And you can shoot that also. You can arm it if it stays. That's weird. It doesn't want to stay now. What doesn't it want to stay? There it goes. And it's just not going to want to stay, is it? What's going on? There it goes. Let's see if I can bring up the head without shooting them. So there you go. So there's Camshaft with his weapons right there. So here in robot mode, Camshaft and all the Omnibots for that matter, they're going to average about 4 to 4.5 inches in tall. So again, not much smaller than your average Autobot car. So here's Blue Streak once again. And as you can see, he's almost, actually they're, I think they're about just the same height at the top of the head. So there you go. A little bit smaller in car mode, but here in robot mode, same head at the top of the heads, which is nice. And for articulation, all you're going to get really is the arms are going to rotate forward and backwards. That's about it, which is pretty average for the first generation of Autobot cars. So there you go. There's Camshaft. So we'll set him aside, and we're going to bring in our next guy, and that is going to be Downshift. So Downshift looks like he is a Nissan of some sort. At least to me, that's what he looks like. He looks like a Nissan. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with that. So again, about 4 inches in length, rolls just fine. These guys have rubber wheels, which is really, really cool. Now to get into his, real quick, he came with 3 weapons as well. He came with 2 of these little laser pistols right here, and then he came with this little gun here as well. And we're going to see those here in a second when we go into the attack mode. To get into the attack mode, we're going to flip this little panel up here at the top. We're going to flip that up. And then we're going to flip the doors down, which reminds me of Raven from Mask. We're going to bring those down, and then we're going to take the little laser pistols, and we're going to peg these into each door. One on each side, there and there. And then finally, we're going to take that other handgun. What's going on? There you go. I'm being extra careful because I do not want to break these. And then we're going to take this other gun, and this guy's going to slot in right here in between these 2 pegs. Just like that. And there is Downshift's attack mode. So there you go. I know, that's silly. So we'll go ahead and set these guys off to the side. And we'll get into the robot mode. So to get into the robot mode, you're going to leave the doors open just like that. Go ahead and extend the front of the car, and this is going to, once again, these are going to turn into the feet of the, or the legs rather, of the robot. Bring those up and separate them just like that. Okay, yeah, the hands do something really cool. So the hands are going to come out, and you kind of have to. This guy's finicky, so there you go. Bring the arms out just like that, and man, that my heart stops every time I hear that snap like that. So bring these out. There's the head. Bring these out, and then these are going to rotate all the way down just like so. And as you saw, the back of the car is going to flip over, and that's going to reveal the head. And that, you know, kind of looks like Trax, you know, had that little back piece on the back of his head. So that kind of reminds me of him. And there you go. There is Downshift in robot mode, once again, about 4 inches tall. And we're going to bring in his gun, or his weapons. Now, he's got 2 tabs up here at the top of his head, so each one of those is going to take one of these guns. And again, just being very, very gentle. Oh, by the way, yeah, put that down. And then we'll put the other gun on the other side, gently, gently. There you go. So there's that, and then finally we're going to give him his gun. And there you go. As far as articulation goes, his arms can go forward and backwards again, just like Camshaft did. So there's Downshift and robot mode. And for comparison, once again, we'll bring in Blue Streak. And this guy, this time around, he looks like he's a little shorter at the head. He's still 4 inches tall at the top of this thing here, the shroud, but at the head, he's a lot shorter than Blue Streak. So there you go. There's Downshift right there. I almost said Blue Streak. We're not reviewing Blue Streak. And then finally, let's get into the last guy, and that's going to be Overdrive, which to me looks to be a Ferrari. This guy looks like a Ferrari to me. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that's a Ferrari. That is definitely a Ferrari hood, and those are Ferrari scoops right there. So this is most definitely a Ferrari Testarossa, which was a staple car of the 80s. So there you go. And again, about 4 inches in length. Rolls just fine. Rubber wheels. This guy also came with 3 weapons, 2 of which I only have. This guy came with 3 guns, 3 handguns. So there's the first handgun. It's got like a little double barrel gun. And then he's got this handgun, which looks like some kind of a little cannon of some sort. And then he has another handgun I don't have. Looks almost exactly like this one, except just it doesn't have the pointy tip. It's just like a blunt tip at the end. So unfortunately, I don't have that gun. So there you go. There's the weapons, which we are not going to need for his attack mode. For his attack mode, we're going to rotate the front of the hood to reveal these guns. We're going to come to the back here, and we're actually going to open the back of the car because we want to flip these up. These little pieces right in there, we want to flip those up. And then once we have those up, we're going to bring them back down again. These are supposed to be like some sort of spotlights up there. There you go. So those are supposed to be like spotlights up there at the top of the roof right there. And then finally, we're going to come around to the bottom, and we're going to pull out the sides here, reveal these wings, and then push those back in to secure them in place. And there you have Overdrive's attack mode. So he's got some guns on the front, he's got some wings, and he's got some spotlights at the top there. I don't know. Is this supposed to fly like Trax did? I don't know. So, but there you go. There's his attack mode. Now getting into transformation, we'll go ahead and put his guns away. Go ahead and flip the back of the car over. These are going to be his legs, so those are going to separate. And those spotlights that we pulled up for the attack mode, those are going to be his toes. So we already had his feet transformed. And there you go. Okay, that clipped into place. Go ahead and bring the arms out like so. And those are just going to go up and under the hood, just like that. And then bring the entire hood down like this. Bring the roof down. That's going to reveal the head. And then go ahead and bring the arms down. The wings are going to stay out, by the way. The wings stay out in robot mode. You can put them away if you want, but you don't have to. They're supposed to be out. And then finally, there's a little red piece right here on the crotch. This is going to flip up. The reason this is here, it flips down like that to make room for the wings to be able to store under the car. If this was up, then the wings would actually stick out and the car wouldn't roll. So that needs to be down like that for car mode, and then bring it up for robot mode just like that. And then finally bring this guy down. That snaps into place. And there you go. There is Overdrive in robot mode, which is probably my favorite looking of the 3. I really like the way this guy looks. Unfortunately, he is the least stable of the 3. He is super, super back heavy. He has absolutely no heel support back here, as you can see. So he is always going to lean back some. And yeah, I've tried all kinds of stuff with the feet here to try and get him to stand, but nothing. He has absolutely no heel support, and you really kind of have to almost play a balancing game with him to get him to stand, which is a shame because I really love the way he looks. There you go. So there's Overdrive again. In robot mode, we'll give him his guns. I guess we'll give him both of his guns since he's only got 2. And that's kind of weird about this guy. He comes with 3 guns. He doesn't use any of them in the attack mode, and he can only hold 2 of them in the robot mode. So that third gun was very obviously made to be lost. So there you go. There's Overdrive in robot mode. And again, articulation, all you're going to get on this guy is you actually get to move his arms up and down at the shoulder, and you also get a bend at the elbow, and you get... Do you have a rotation at the wrist? No, you don't. It looks like you would have, but you don't. So you get a bend at the elbow, and you get a bend at the shoulder. So a little bit more articulation than all the other guys. So... And if we can keep this guy standing, let's hope that we can. We'll go ahead and bring the other guys in. And we'll do what? Let's do real quick. Let's do a size comparison with Blue Streak. There you go. Again, this guy looks like he's actually a little taller than Blue Streak at the head. So there you go. Again, very nice size robots for the time. And considering these guys were only $5, it's such a good deal, you know, so cheap. And let's set them up the way we had them in the intro. So I think Camshaft was in the middle. And then Downshift's over here on the left. So there you go. There are the Transformers Generation 1 Omnibots. Very, very cool robots. A little hard to get nowadays, but if you can get them, definitely check them out. They are very, very cool. And I think that about covers Transformers Generation 1 Omnibots. What did you think of these figures, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.